Hey everybody, Aaron from the Ballpit here, back with another reaction video. Today, we have another video from PragerU. I recently reacted to a moral case for capitalism, and I really liked that video because I felt like I was actually able to speak quite a lot because I don't want to do like a reaction video to something where I don't really have an opinion, I don't speak, because ultimately that's just stealing content. I want the content to actually be transformative, meaning I'm actually giving my opinion, I'm actually talking about it. And so, political videos in some way actually kind of provide a good way for me to do that. And also be fun and interesting for myself, because I don't want to be bored. But today we're going to look at, is America First racist? UCLA versus ASU. So I'm assuming that this guy right here works at PragerU, and he's going to go interview people at UCLA and ASU. And I'm assuming that they're going to try to highlight like UCLA is going to be more progressive, I suppose, and ASU is going to be more conservative. We're going to try to go into this with an open mind and just kind of talk about whatever comes up.
What's up, guys? Aldo here with PragerU. Today I'm in Los Angeles on the campus of UCLA to ask students what they think about the concept of America First and if it's racist. Then I'm heading to Phoenix to ASU to ask the students the same question. Let's see what happens. I'm from the East Coast, right? So the knowledge of the demographics of UCLA versus ASU mean nothing to me. I know zero people who attend UCLA, and I know zero people that attend ASU. So if it was done with like East Coast related schools, we might be able to have a conversation about something, but I don't know these demographics. I don't know the difference between the schools, other than that one is in California and that the other is obviously in Arizona. Also, I know that Arizona is typically seen as like a party school. Maybe UCLA is, I don't know, but I've heard that about ASU. It's the same question. Let's see what happens. What comes to mind when you think of the phrase America First?
Nationalism, imperialism, white supremacy. And
America First, nationalism, imperialism, and white supremacy. I'm not sure I really understand. So there's 3 points made, obviously, nationalism, imperialism, white supremacy. I understand where this individual is coming from with nationalism and white supremacy. I don't exactly see where the imperialism comes into it. Because ultimately, wouldn't the point of America First be kind of isolationism in a lot of ways, so that there wouldn't be American interests and military and economy and stuff in foreign countries? So it'd almost be the opposite of imperialism. I'd have to hear this individual speak more about what they meant by that, but that's just kind of first glance.
Imperialism, white supremacy.
Anti-immigration, non-interventionism.
I think it's pretty.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of right there. Anti-immigration and non-interventionism. You don't want to intervene in foreign policy and foreign matters. That's obviously kind of what America First is saying. It's saying you should put America and its interests and its people before anybody else, so non-interventionism. And also anti-immigration is definitely a realistic part of that message. America First. You're going to say, the Americans we have here are first. We don't want to take on other countries, people, problems, etc. We want to focus on what we have here. I don't think this person is wrong.
I think it's pretty ignorant, honestly. We've been so intertwined in so many other countries, and as well as destabilizing a lot of like countries' economies.
Yeah, but I guess the point of the matter is that it's like you're trying to not do that, right? So it's like historically, America has been heavily involved with foreign matters, including the destabilization of a lot of countries, specifically a lot in South America and some in the Middle East. But I guess an American First policy would be trying to back away from that. So maybe she's insinuating that we're in too deep. We can't realistically back away. But yeah. All right, and this is ASU, right? Yeah. Oh, sorry, my face cam's in the wrong spot. Where should I go? I don't want to cover up I can cover up the PragerU logo. I said who this video was from in the beginning. So there. So now you guys can see in the bottom where this is from.
Putting the country first. If the country's good, then the people are going to be happy in the country as well.
I think that is the right thing to do. It is for their citizens, right? So they should take care of them first.
Having patriotism, just caring about your country.
If it's okay for you to want to put your family first, why is it not okay for Americans to want to put other Americans first?
So here's where I get a little confused, right? Because I was waiting until
this PragerU guy actually made a point himself. Rather than just interviewing other people. But it's obvious from that statement right there that PragerU is making the stance that America first is a good thing, right? Here's what I don't understand. So PragerU is a conservative institution in this country. Conservatives don't actually want to put America first. I'm going to let that sink in. They don't want to put America and Americans first. If they did want to, they would be voting more on social issues in a progressive way. They would be voting for healthcare. They'd be voting to raise minimum wage. They'd be voting to stop price gouging, even though every single Republican voted against, or voted, they voted basically against a bill that was going to stop companies and businesses from being able to inflate prices to such a high cost. In every turn, conservatives had shown that the only thing they care about is themselves as individuals, individually based. They want to lower taxes because then they have to pay more. They don't want to have to pay for stuff that doesn't directly impact them, in a sense that they don't want to provide money for healthcare because they might have good insurance. So they don't want to help people that aren't able to get that good insurance because it doesn't help them. They're very individually based, which is against the America First moniker, because when you see America First, you would assume that you're talking about a communal aspect of the country. As Americans, we must group together to better our people, our country, to be better. And you're only as strong as the weakest link. So if you, as a conservative, are not actively fighting for and voting to help support, in a sense, the lowest common denominator, helping provide housing to the homeless, helping provide food for the hungry, helping stabilize the economy of really low-class households, stuff like that, then you're not actually putting America first. You're putting yourself first. So the fact that PragerU is taking the stance that this is good, it really confuses me, because I don't think they actually believe that this is good.
Oh, it's a hard question.
So America First is essentially this political philosophy that says the American government should further the interest of the American people, that we shouldn't be giving our tax dollars to illegal immigrants. Maybe we...
Okay, so he said shouldn't be giving our tax dollars to illegal immigrants. So there we go. The guy in the beginning that was talking about being anti-immigration was correct. Immigration has always been an economic positive on countries. So... And you can argue that illegal immigration isn't, but maybe if you provided a much easier legal pathway for citizenship, these people could become productive tax-paying members of society, as I'm sure many of them would like to be if given the opportunity. But again, where he said providing for the American people, you don't want that. Don't lie and say that you want that. You don't. Conservatives don't vote for helping the American people. They vote for helping themselves. I've already been over it.
Giving our tax dollars to illegal immigrants. Maybe we shouldn't fund foreign wars. Kind of the idea that before you help other families...
All right, I can get into that. You know, don't want to help fund foreign wars. I can get into that because, for example, with the conflicts going on right now with Israel and Palestine, why are we still giving money to Israel? It doesn't make sense to me. This, a true America First policy would suggest that we wouldn't give money to either side. We wouldn't give money to Israel, and we wouldn't give money to Palestine. We'd wipe our hands clean. I do think that we should be helping provide aid to Palestine and trying to force Israel to stop, what's going on. But we're not getting into that. This is not a video on that. It's just about America First policies. But I do understand the stopping foreign wars. I understand where the thought process of that comes from. A lot of people don't want America to be the world's police. They want to focus on what we have going on here. And to a degree, I do agree. To a degree. Not fully. I'm not going to discuss it because that's not time and place, but yeah.
Wars, kind of the idea that before you help other families, you want to have your own house in order. Every government on earth, and even today, they function as a vehicle to further the interests of their own citizens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mexico is for the Mexicans. Germany is for the Germans. Why do you think it's a controversial statement to say that America should be first like everybody else?
There's a great answer for that, and that's because we've benefited from the exploitation of countries across the world.
Oftentimes when people say America first,
he is right. We have benefited from imperialism and exploitation. That's 100% correct. Same with a lot of European powers benefited from it as well. I mean, the whole scramble for Africa is basically Europe seeing who can steal the natural resources of Africa faster. So that's actually a good point. That's actually a good point. He's essentially saying that we have to pay restitution for our previous endeavors in providing for countries that we may have destabilized or stolen natural resources from for our own gain.
Across the world.
Oftentimes when people say America first, they don't actually mean benefiting the disadvantaged, the marginalized individuals. They usually mean...
All right, I wasn't fully on board with you in the beginning, but I'm back. I'm back in your camp. This is great. This is exactly what I said before. Literally, like, we're on the same wavelength now. I'm here for it.
The marginalized individuals, they usually mean just advancing the capitalist interests of like the rich, the military-industrial complex.
Yep. Well, technically, a true America First policy would probably lower military spending. But again, conservatives don't really want that because they don't want an America First policy. They genuinely don't. Because an America First policy would be one that is incredibly pro-union, pro-labor, because those are the Americans. That's the point. Those are the Americans. The Americans are not these rich, wealthy business owners that own oil companies or tech companies or healthcare companies or any of this shit, right? A true America First policy is putting the everyman first. The American laborer, the people who go out and work for their living, blue-collar jobs, even white-collar office jobs, people that truly put in work for a company or whatever else. That's the America. That is America. That describes Americans. And so putting them first, including the lower class, whatever else, that's true America First policy. What this person is saying right here, by helping the disenfranchised, the people that have need, because you're only strong as your weakest link.
Other countries, when they say, Mexico first, it's because they want to see the economic development and recovery from the impacts of things like imperialism, colonialism.
So I think with nationalism and with America First, it's not saying that we don't want to help all people of all groups. It's that it should be American citizens first that are paying into the system.
What do you think is the balance between helping...
I feel like I've seen this guy before. I don't know where. But because I've never been to UCLA, so I don't know. But I feel the guy looks familiar. Maybe he just looks like somebody I know in real life. But so this guy is describing, it's not that we don't want to help other people. It's that we want Americans to buy in first. But a question I would ask this gentleman right here is, where does that end? Right? What is the stopping point where we go, we've done enough? There never is. There is no stopping point. There is no objective, we're perfect, right? So then it is truly America First in every way, because you'll never stop doing that. There is no, okay, we help Americans, then we help the rest of the world. Because at what point do you say, all right, we've helped Americans enough? You know what I'm saying? It didn't really make a ton of sense, I don't think, but I hope some of you guys got what I'm speaking
what
about.
Do you think is the balance between helping immigrants that are victims of whatever terrorism or American intervention? What is the balance between helping them and putting America first?
Every country on earth
Also, this guy's outfit is crazy. Ripped jorts, the headphones that go around the neck, and then that shirt is this crazy fit.
Putting America first.
Every country on earth, for all of time, right, it's about conquering others. If any other country on earth could conquer America, they would do it in a second. If Mexico could colonize America, they would do it. The only reason that America has become what it is today isn't because of our borders, but by the values of the citizens within those borders. And by putting the interests of other countries before ours, we're abandoning.
You kind of just undermined your own point. You basically said if any other country could conquer America, it would. And then you said that the strength of our country as a world power is based on the values of the country. No, it's you literally, if we assume that your point from before is true, then it would be our militaristic might is the reason why we are where we are, not values. That would have nothing to do with it.
within those borders. And by putting the interests of other countries before ours, we're abandoning the values that made this country good in the first place. We're going to lose the ability to help other countries. Do you think America First is racist?
It starts becoming racist when people put a racist narrative on it, as in like American Dream. It's like the traditional white family. I don't see myself when I hear that.
I don't think that.
I like that, actually. I like that, the way she worded that. You know, she said that I don't think it's inherently, that America First is inherently a racist term, but that often the connotation can involve, you know, racial undertones, which would obviously then make it racist. I like the way she worded that. That was good.
When I hear that,
I don't think that it has anything to do with race either. I think it's just our country, loving our country, and that goes the same for any other country.
Do you think that we should have a responsibility to help citizens of other countries or help people that broke our laws to get in here, even if it comes at the expense of American citizens?
Yeah, I think we should, because America was built on the foundation of working class immigrants.
Legal immigrants.
So that's a very tricky question to answer. It's a very good question from Arno. Arno, is that his name? I think Aldo. I'm sorry. Whoever, if this person is watching, I'm sorry for butchering your name. I'm famously awful at names. Famously awful. That's a very tricky question to answer, because he said, should you help undocumented immigrants over American citizens? Which I think is a losing hill to die on for this individual from UCLA, right? Like, to say that we should help this undocumented immigrant over an American immigrant, no, you shouldn't, right? You shouldn't help somebody else in spite of an American citizen, because they need help too, right? It's a losing point. The best point is to say we should help both parties as best possible. I think that's the best way to look at it. That's the best way to word it, right?
The foundation of working class immigrants.
Legal immigrants are a good thing for America as well as like everywhere, but I don't think illegal immigrants should be allowed any day.
I disagree, because I mean, we can go completely anecdotal right here. We can go completely anecdotal. I know conservatives like their anecdotes. Who doesn't, right? I've met quite a few illegal immigrants that hold jobs and better their community and help their community and everything. And isn't that ultimately the point, right, of that this guy's trying to make, is that you want to better American communities, right? I just think that the best way moving forward is to make an easier pathway to legal immigration, so that we don't have to worry about it, right? So that the people who genuinely want to be American citizens and positive impacts on this country can get there, right? Obviously, you're going to have people in, like, you know, crime syndicates, organized crime cartels that come over from other countries, whatever else. But that's a minority of the undocumented immigrants to this country. A lot of them just want to become productive legal citizens, and the pathway is really difficult for them. So I think we should make it easier, because, as this lovely individual said, immigrants are helpful to any country.
Fully against that.
Since September of last year, every single month there have been more illegal immigrants crossing a month than babies born to American mothers. So we have a system now where we have more people that are taking out of the system than putting back in. Do you think all American citizens should have this?
Okay, they didn't even let bro respond. Like, what is this? This guy's just talking. He didn't even let this guy get a point in. I'd want to hear this guy's point. I don't know where the data on that is. I guess I assume it's true, because I don't really want to look it up right now. But again, this country was completely founded on immigration compared to, you know, naturalized births over time. So I think that's a bit of a what do they call it? A dog whistle, in a sense, like the Great Replacement theory. Can't say I love it. I don't think there's any problem with immigration being the main form of increase in people.
System than putting back in. Do you think all American citizens should have this ideology that America should come before others?
I think so.
I think it is a good initiative.
What else would you put in front of your own citizens, you know?
America is just like this big dream for everyone where everyone comes to follow their passion and dreams.
If I were to say, I don't want as many illegal immigrants coming over because I want to protect the American dream for Americans first, is there anything wrong with that?
If you mean that illegal immigrants shouldn't be allowed, I think that's the right thing to do.
People come to America.
But so he's making a point that it's illegal immigrants. What happens if you make it easier for people to obtain citizenship status? Because then it's legal immigrants coming over. So then in that sense, it wouldn't be illegal immigrants anymore. Which is, again, that's my whole point. I think ultimately with immigration, that's the way it should be handled.
I think that's the right thing to do.
People come to America for a reason, and the reason is that...
What's in his back pocket, bro? Sorry, I'm cutting this guy off. What is in his back pocket? What is that beverage? I've never seen it.
Come to America for a reason, and the reason is that America is a great country. America cannot continue to be a great country if America does not put itself first.
Well, I really appreciate your perspective on this issue. We love to hear from all people, regardless of if we agree or not.
Thank you.
Will you shake my hand?
No,
Why not?
because this was stupid.
Do you think I'm racist for wanting to put American citizens first?
I think the way that you're going about it and the terms that you're using, like illegal aliens, is inherently racist.
All right, well, agree to disagree, and I'm really grateful for the conversation, and I'll try one more time. Will you shake my hand? American to American? All right, well, I tried. God bless. Well, guys, that's it for this.
So I didn't like that that PragerU put that in there. That was definitely targeted to make it seem like this person's a bad person. I'm gonna be completely honest. I probably wouldn't shake this guy's hand either, unless I had hand sanitizer on me, dude. I don't know if I'm just not a germaphobe, because it's not a phobia or a hypochondriac or whatever. But I don't want to touch somebody's hand and then just go about my day, because I'd be thinking I don't know where this dude's hands have been. You know what I'm saying? If he said shake my hand, I shook his hand, and then he gave me a squirt of hand sanitizer. Oh man, I'll shake your hand. I don't give a fuck. But man, I don't want to touch your hand with no hand sanitizer. But I don't think that individual was not wanting to shake hands because of the hand sanitizer. It was because of everything else. But yeah. But at the same time, we didn't get a full view of these conversations, so we don't know everything that was even said. I don't even remember hearing this guy say illegal aliens to that other individual. So, you know what I'm saying? Who really knows?
This episode of Man on the Street, really interesting contrast between the answers at ASU versus here in Los Angeles at UCLA. But I want to know what you guys think about this episode down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Really helps the algorithm and helps more people see this video. Make sure to follow me and PragerU.
You hear that? You hear that? You thumbs up this video and you subscribe to the Ballpit, because we're cool. And yeah. All right, I'm not going to include this guy plugging anymore. That's my take on this video. See, this is how I know and how I feel. I'm going to go in a little rant here. So if you don't want to stick around for it, leave. If you want to, hello. Going in for a little rant here. This is how I personally know that I feel, or this is how I personally feel I am able to tell I'm doing reaction content the right way, right? This video, who is texting me? Don't do that. I'm recording. What was I saying? Oh, so this video that we just watched was 4 minutes and 51 seconds. That's how much we got through. This video runtime that I'm looking at on my little OBS counter right now is 23 minutes and increasing. That's how I know I'm doing the video correctly. Because if I'm putting a video up there to react, I should, in my opinion, more than double the runtime of the video with my personal opinion. Or else I'm just stealing content. So I feel like looking at this now, I'm not stealing content. I'm being transformative in it. I'm creating my own content, just utilizing their content. And I gave them credit. I said who it was, PragerU. I said what the video title was. So we're all good to go. I hope I said something thought-provoking or enlightening or whatever else. You can let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree, kind of agree, thoughts on it, things you brought up, things I missed, things I forgot, things I was just wrong about, things I was right about, whatever you want to put in the comments. You can give me a compliment. You can say hello. You can tell me a joke. You can tell me your favorite Pokemon. I don't know, man. Just tell me whatever you want. Tell me your favorite card in a deck of cards. Go crazy. Put whatever you want in the comments. I don't really care.
I would, if I were you, I would try to prevent using like slurs. So maybe not anything in the comments, but be reasonable. All right, I'm leaving. I'm just rambling now. That's how I know it's time for me to go. So thank you guys again for tuning in. I'll see you guys at a later date. Take care now.